Welcome back to the Retro Sports Gamer channel. Going on a TV title run tonight in WCW NWO Revenge for the Nintendo 64. This is one of those games I was blown away by when I first played it. I remember that day. It was at a friend's house. His name is Danny Villarreal. I remember my buddy Nick Coffey was there. And it was just one of those things, talked about it at school. And wasn't a friend that I usually went to his house, but he's like, you gotta come check out this game. I did, and I was impressed. I would say I played a lot of 64 before I played this game, but this was the one that sealed it. Like, I gotta get a 64 now. This is the best wrestling game I ever played. So I'm gonna get into a championship TV title. And I guess we'll just start out with Monday Night Nitro, and then we'll see what wrestler we can pick. And see if there's anyone in the chat that wants to help me pick a wrestler. We got Hollywood Hogan, Giant, Scott Hall. These are, oh, this is NWO White. NWO Red, much smaller, but very powerful. Macho Man, Lex Luger, Sting, and Kevin Nash. Raven's Flock. Say Raven, maybe Kidman, the best two wrestlers. I could be wrong. J Tough says Hogan. TV title, Roddy Piper, DDP, Goldberg, Bret Hart, Chris Benoit, Rick Steiner, Fit Finley. My name is Finley and I love to fight. Booker T, can't you dig it, sucker? Perry Saturn. So now we get in the British Bulldog, Glacier. There's a pretty big drop off to WCW 2, but then even bigger to 3. So we're getting a request for Hogan. Jericho's in WCW 4, and Eddie Guerrero, and Rey Mysterio. Those are 3 guys that really ended up having great careers in wrestling. Alright, so J Tough says Hogan. Wasn't my first choice, but see if anyone else chimes in. I mean, I'm a Macho Man guy. Lex Luger, Kevin Nash with the big jackknife power bomb. That's always fun to pull off. Let's go Hogan. J Tough says Hogan. I'm gonna go with what the chat says. What's up, Shallow Bay? I'm playing some WCW NWO Revenge tonight. Going for the TV title. So it looks like I could do submission and pin. DQ, no. Interference, yes. So nice stages, but they didn't have custom music for each wrestler. Yeah, I would say it's late 90s. I think it probably came out, I didn't look it up before this, but I would say 1998, maybe 97. But I remember it being 1998. When you have less life experience to go by, you can remember things like what year a game came out. Then, as you get older, it's harder to remember when, like, tying anything to specific years. Big Boot, Jim Neidhart. So I saw a tweet from the Level Up Expo of Retro World Series doing a No Mercy tournament, and it was there was a good audience for that championship game. It was good to see an N64 game get some love like that, and some of the guys were dressed up as cosplayers or wrestlers. The guy who won looked like Bam Bam Bigelow. On colon? What do you mean by that? You played this on colon? The low blow. Set him up. Another thing that I would say is very unique and innovative to this wrestling series by Aki Games is the spirit meter, because you're not really caring too much about the power bar, which power bar equates to your physical health, whereas the spirit meter is more how you're feeling during the match, and if you're winning, like dominating the match, which I'm not dominating quite yet, but I've been beating them up pretty good, so the spirit's going down, and then the spirit fluctuates. So even though he's low right now and I'm at my special, this is Hogan's finisher. Oh yeah, stupid finisher, horrible. Oh, the street you played on? Okay, I see. And can't quite seal the deal. I just feel like the spirit meter is more representative of wrestling than physical health, because a lot of times what you'll see in these wrestling matches is a guy just getting beat up like 10-15 minutes of the match, and then all of a sudden there's a turning point and his spirit goes up and there's a momentum shift. That's how they present wrestling, more so than, you know, just a power bar like it's a fighting game, and once your physical health's gone, that's it, you're done. Get him back in the ring. Uh-oh, that didn't work out. You see, his spirit meter's up after that big move. That was a momentum shift. Got him on the turnbuckle. Yeah, but the controls in this are just so smooth. So easy to play. And that was the problem with most wrestling games previous, is just they couldn't figure out how to make the wrestling moves easy to control until this game. TV title's gonna be tough. I can't take out Jim Neidhart. I'm getting beat down. You get a submission. Oh, he's going for a pin. The cradle. Going for the rope break. I don't know what would be so hard about just recreating a wrestling game with the same controls as this. There we go. Finally, the clothesline got him. Boom. Replay at the end of the match. Hogan doesn't have the best moves. If you remember, Hogan is more about the hype and the charisma. Bras on that clothesline. Here's Scott Steiner. What's up, gamer? Mastodon. Yes, I knew there's mods for it. I never downloaded any, but I've seen videos on them. Some of them look incredible. They didn't look as simple as just downloading a ROM though. It looked like there was a little bit more involvement in setting them up because they're a little bit more powerful. Well, I don't know if that's the right word, but they were more detailed than what was on the N64. So you can't necessarily put one of those games on like an N64 EverDrive and play it because it wouldn't be capable. Backlash? Oh, someone created it? Really? The game that was supposed to come out? I didn't know about that. How is it? Yeah, I wish, you know, the N64 would have, they could have seen that it could have continued a little bit longer with its key series of games. Wrestling being one of them. It hung around for a little bit for a couple Tony Hawk titles, which those were hot at the time. You know, it's kind of like the Wii hung around for the Just Dance titles. I don't know if they still make them for the Nintendo Wii. People love those games. The Steiner recliner. There we go. Dead neck on the ropes. Still need to buy a flash cart. Yeah, I don't have any. I've thought about it many times. I guess I'm just more of a purist when it comes to my retro games. Like, I want to put the card in there or the disc. Nothing wrong with playing the flash carts though. What's up, Dwayne? Yeah, this WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy. First one was WCW NWO World Tour. That one's good too. Just less modes, less wrestlers. What's up? Know your bro. So I'm playing on normal. Doesn't seem too challenging. And I'm playing with Hogan because J-Tuff is the first one in the chat. He said play with Hogan. Elbow to the face. But yeah, for those of you watching, like, what is your favorite wrestling game of all time? Is it one of these N64 ones? Or is it something else? I'm curious to know. Because there is... I did the quick wrap, well, that's not going to cut it. This is Steiner's move. Oh. That was nasty. Hit him again. Should be done after this. Keeps getting up though. Stay down. The clothesline gonna end it again. He's done. Hogan's finisher is so weak that I'm just gonna probably end up doing my opponent's finisher. For those of you that don't know, and most of you probably do, you hold A for the strong grapple and then you hit A and B at the same time. Boom. Alright. So the clothesline's the way I'm knocking these guys out. Anyone have any idea how many matches you need to win to claim the title? Because I went in cold. I have no idea. I'm guessing, I don't know, 8 to 10 sounds about right. I think what separates the men from the boys in these wrestling games is their ability to reverse. I've played some people who are just really good at reversing moves, and that puts me at a big disadvantage. That's why in No Mercy, ladder matches were always fun, because even guys who weren't as good, if they just knew how to time when to go up the ladder when people are either fighting in the corner or just a well-timed move that they pull off, they can win. Or using the weapons. Oh, it's getting harder now. This guy's reversing everything. He's actually blocking. I don't know if any individual system was known more for wrestling than the Nintendo 64. So SmackDown Here Comes the Pain is my other favorite wrestling game. But, you know, this one, WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy, all incredible games. They're all 1A. If you can knock them for anything, it's just the fact that they don't, there's not much to in the audio department. No announcer. Yeah, Matt, some revenge. You got the my other two wrestling games that I'm talking about, WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy. So this is the next best one. A power slam from Hogan. That's a pretty good move. Although I will say, because the game is made like this with no commentary, it makes it for a good stream, because then someone could play, describe what's going on, and talk over it. Hanzo Kimchi. Are those the guys with all the crazy moves like Rey Mysterio? I wonder if they use motion capture for these wrestling moves. 2 count, not gonna cut it. Pile driver. His spirit's going up with all these kickouts. And the reversal. Hanzo Man's the ninja. And that'll put his spirit down a little bit. Hollywood leg drop. Driver, and there you go. It's over. Ends on a pile driver. Hands in his pants, man. That's why we don't know him by Hanzo Man. Yeah, just bring them to me. There's no rush. Aaron Kari, you got this with your N64 last October. Can't stop playing it. It's a good game. That was a much closer match. Let's see who's up next. Van Hammer. That's a good nickname for him. Yeah, I mean, the guys you really didn't know. It's just like name whatever you feel like. There we go. Start off with a pile driver. Double pile driver. Clothesline. And he's coming back. And he's going to take one in the family jewels. Yeah, WCW had quite the roster. That's for sure. They gobbled up all the big 80s wrestlers from WWF. And then they found a lot of other talented guys that were younger. Like the Giant at the time, Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero. I think you could put Benoit in that category. That clothesline really puts people out. Punch him in the face. That's always a classic move. All right, good night to you, Matt. Have a nice day, as Mankind would say. Finger poke of doom, although WWF had Jeff Hardy, which was one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, Jeff Hardy was he was entertaining. He was a daredevil. He could pull off a lot of flips. It's hard not to like what Jeff Hardy was doing in the WWF with those ladder matches. And Matt Hardy was a good compliment to him as well. Let's see what his finisher is. Oh. Submission move. Backbreaker. That could put him out. Oh, he's getting up. He doesn't care. Bottom line is, when there's competition in anything, all of it's more entertaining. Back in the 90s, when you had WCW, WWF, and ECW all going and having spots on TV, they were all pushing each other. Come on, he's lasting way too long. Oh, that's where we want him, right on the turnbuckle. That could be it. He's not coming back from that. Top of the turnbuckle moves, those are tough ones. Watch one replay. Boom. Pretty servable graphics on the Nintendo 64. Uh-oh, Raven. Is this for the TV title? It might be, I don't know. I didn't see who had it when I went in the match. Impact Wrestling a while back in 2018. Great roster. Some up-and-coming guys. One of my favorites was The Machine, Brian Cage. I'm not familiar with Brian Cage, and I really didn't see any Impact Wrestling. I remember when TNA was on for a while, competing with WWF, or at least trying. But I've been out of, like, watching wrestling for a long time. More reminisce of the good times. What's up, Crestline Iceberg? James Bond, this is your favorite wrestling game of all time? Yeah, I talked earlier in the stream how this is the one that finally made me want a Nintendo 64. Because before that, of course, I played Mario 64. Mario Kart 64, Hang Time, Wayne Gretzky 3D Hockey, and then like Cruis'n USA. But once I played this, that's when I was like, oh man, I need to get a Nintendo 64. And if you guys remember, I believe I got it as a Christmas gift. And like this Atomic Purple controller came as the second controller. So I want to say it was either $149.99 or $199.99, and you got the controller. One thing about the Nintendo 64 is it didn't cost as much to produce the console as it did the CD-based consoles, which were newer technology at the time, or at least costly technology. Who knows how long that they had the technology for, but that's a different discussion. But anyways, Hogan taunting him. There we go. Man, he's really out of it. Oh, the Ravens DDT. Let's do that again. Oh no, he came out of it. I lost my special. I think he's in AEW now. Yes, the games cost more to make, is what Hank's saying. So yeah, you had the games that would run $69.99, even $79.99 for a Nintendo 64 game. But even Sega Genesis games cost $69.99 and Super Nintendo, so it's not that crazy. James Bond said, yeah, Revenge perfected Aki wrestling games. WrestleMania 2000 is great, but Revenge was the first and fresh feeling playing the best wrestling game for the series the first time. It was legendary. I agree with that too, because there is WCW NWO World Tour, but for some reason that one doesn't, even though it's in the same wrestling family of games, just with the game modes and the gameplay, it doesn't quite feel like this one. And Raven is done. And I didn't play that one before I played this, so I got that fresh feeling that you're talking about with this game. Never played a wrestling game till WrestleMania 21 or SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Yeah, that was an easy match. Okay, guess that wasn't for the TV title. Oh no. I don't want to look at these tights. Lodi. Alright, let's take this guy out quick. I kind of like playing through this. The matches are short enough to keep you engaged. If they drag down for like 10 minutes, that would even be too long for me. But I've been finishing most of these in under 5 minutes. Tossing Lodi around. I don't think Lodi's the TV title champion, so there's probably more wrestlers after him. I was thinking today of debating on getting another like projector big screen to play Nintendo 64 on. Because that was one of my memories of playing Nintendo 64. My friends Joe and Bob McCullough down the block had a huge big screen in their basement, and they had 4 controllers for the Nintendo 64. So we were able to play that way, and they had the steering wheel for Cruis'n USA. So it was pretty awesome when we got to go down there and play. And so I did pick up a big screen TV like that when I had the apartment and a garage I could put it in, and hooked up 64 to it. But it died out probably in less than a year. Uh-oh, interference, Lex Luger. I didn't call him in. It's finally got a little bit interesting. Lex Luger gonna do anything or just watch? Just walk back in the ring. Give Luger a pile driver. Give him a special. This is Lodi's finisher. Oh, nice pile driver. Or power bomb. Here we go. Lex Luger came in, didn't do anything. And he's standing out there. Maybe he'll have more of an impact, but I doubt it. So I finally replaced the light above me here. It's a little bright in my face. What's up, Stutter and Stick? Entertain you where you do late night dishes? That's what I'm trying to do, you know? Hollywood Hogan. And WCW NWO Revenge. The cool thing about 64, that 4 controller ports. Just bring your controllers to your friend's house and you're good to go to play some WCW NWO Revenge, wrestling games, Mario Kart, whatever. N64 was social gaming at its finest. Oh, swing and a miss. And a pinfall. No, I don't know why I said pinfall. There was no pinfall. The only good thing? I don't think so. I've been talking about it a while here, but the loading times are non-existent with the Nintendo 64, and at the time it was out, it had the best graphics of any of the home game consoles. So yeah, in retrospect you could say it doesn't have good graphics compared to what's out now for 3D graphics. But at the time, 1996 to 1999, it was the best thing out there. And there we go. Handheld sports games, I have a few of them. I've played some Game Boy stuff on the channel, but not too much of any handheld. The way I felt about handhelds is I just was not in enough situations where I was traveling and feeling like I need to have a handheld. Hank Swine, why did the PS1 kill the Nintendo 64? Because the PS1 also was a CD player, and it was priced underneath what it cost, so people can easily get their hands on it. It had a huge library of games. The games were cheaper because they were on disc. So yeah, those are some of the reasons that it beat the Nintendo 64 in sales. But yeah, if you go to the next generation, the PS2 killed it, but you know, the Xbox and the GameCube were more powerful, but the PS2 came out first before the Xbox, and it had that DVD player, which also was expensive at the time, and that's what gave it its edge. What's up, number one fan? So yeah, I mean, the PlayStation, it was new, it was edgy, sound quality was better as well. And that's the system I had before the Nintendo 64 was the PlayStation. The N64 is the reason the PlayStation took over. I don't... let me think about that statement. Well, the Sega Saturn was also out, right? So Sega was one of the main competitors as well, and the Sega Saturn was priced way too high, even though it was CD-based technology. It was made more for 2D games, and in North America, they didn't want to come out with 2D games for the US market because they just felt like this market wanted 3D games, which I kind of agree. I think people did want the newer looking technology at the time. So the Saturn gave it no competition. The 3DO and the Jaguar were the same thing. They were in that generation too. And I would say the N64 was its only real competition in that generation. So I don't think it was because of the N64. I think it was because the other systems were not up to par. Oh, I did Hogan's finisher. Nintendo screwing over Sony's the only reason it exists. Oh man. Yeah, we all see the evidence of the Sony PlayStation being made. They didn't want to share in the profits and developing a system together. N64 wasn't up to par with the PS1. Well, in some ways it was not. But in other ways it was better. I think I already described those ways. It did have better graphics. And it did have better load times. But other than that, the PlayStation did mostly everything else better. But it's a unique generation indeed, and it was a bridge generation going to the more stabilized 3D graphics, which started with the Dreamcast. Well, yeah, it wasn't up to par with sales because I'm sure parents looked at, oh, I can get these PlayStation games for as low as $19.99, these greatest hits. And most of the games start at $49.99, or I can get the 64 where the games cost $69.99, $79.99, $59.99. Nintendo backed out of the deal to make a CD-based console with Philips, who was Sony's rival at the time. What's up, Matt Simmons? Oh man, yeah, this is a great first game to get. Infamous Smoke, wow. A big time appearance. Good to see you here. Going for this TV title. I don't know how many matches I gotta play. I've probably taken down 6 or 7 wrestlers already. Being marketed for the more mature audiences. Yeah, I would say everything about it was that type of marketing. Even though it had all kinds of games. Ten matches? That's what I was wondering. I asked that earlier, no one answered. So I'm getting there. Well, no, I'm Hogan because I asked the chat who they wanted me to use, and J Tuff said he wanted me to use Hogan for the TV title. So that's what I'm doing. Big time clothesline. What's up, Thomas Bishop? Humble. All titles are 10 matches. So very linear setup then. Yeah, what was the first wrestling game to bring on the storylines? Was it SmackDown? Because I remember that being a pretty big deal. And then you're like, why can't the N64 wrestling games have those storyline seasons? And then they did with WWF No Mercy, and it was awesome. We finally got them. You could go backstage. You could do all the things that people were asking for. That's why people love that game. Till the N64, all good wrestling games were exclusive to Japan. Could be true. I didn't really looked at the Japanese wrestling games before the wrestling games on N64. Do any of you have the Japanese wrestling games on the N64 with like Virtual Pro What are they called? I forgot. I know like Vader's in them, or at least one of them. I don't think WrestleMania 2000 has a story. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it has the Royal Rumble, and they added some stuff to it, like the music, well, entrances. Oh, DPS has it? Yeah, he would have that. The N64 wrestling on Japanese. I thought Japanese N64 wrestling games. I thought about getting them. That would be something fun for my brother probably to get, because he's cracked the tabs in his N64, so the cartridge will fit in the Japanese ones. So WrestleMania 2000 has a story mode, Smoke's saying. So maybe I'm thinking it was like a linear story mode, whereas No Mercy was more of a choose your path story mode. There's some difference between the two. It's been a while since I played through them, so I'm not exactly sure what the difference is, but I'm sure someone in the chat might know. The worst finisher. Oh, I did it again. Number one fan, Japanese American wrestlers using the Aki engine. Freem edition. The Everdrive, yeah. Okay, that's what I was thinking then. So WrestleMania 2000 has a story mode, it's just linear. Whereas I remember No Mercy's story mode being one where you could choose the path a little bit. Where it asks questions like, do you want to interfere, or do you want to hit Mr. McMahon in the face, or no? Or do you want to say maybe next time? Like stuff like that. Kind of pick your path based off how the match finishes. Yeah. Okay, so like if you lose, then you go a different path than if you win. But the changing your path thing was pretty exciting. Because it was more like how they would present wrestling. If so-and-so loses, he loses his title shot, stuff like that. I gotta finish this dude, he's already bleeding. Here's his finisher. That was a nice suplex, he's gotta be done. And Matt can't sleep. He's back. Weekly matches and earning belts and defending them. So no real story. Just keeps you record until WrestleMania. So you're saying there's some debate if it is even considered a story mode. Here it is. The whole objective to get the TV title from, it looks like, Perry Saturn. And there's the belt right there. Gives you a nice graphic TV title. Judging how the path has been getting here, doesn't look like it's going to be a problem winning this. No Mercy's first one was storyline. Stream both on the channel. Couldn't sleep and saw what I needed. So yeah, no one answered the question though. Is SmackDown the series that started the story mode in the wrestling video games? Because that's the first I remember seeing it. The Rings of Saturn. He's not going to be pulling that move off in this match. Oh, he's got some moves. Getting away. The old neck on the ropes never feels great. So there's a sandwich shop that's like 3 blocks away from me on Belmont. I could walk to it in like 5 minutes. And the owner of the sandwich shop, it's called Natoli, he's got a bunch of pictures up of him he was a wrestler. So he has one I remember of him next to Jerry the King Lawler. I'm going to have to find out what his name was or take a picture of it and, send it to someone who knows something about wrestling for research. But the guy who owns the sandwich shop was a wrestler and has pictures of him in his wrestling gear with some well-known guys. What's up, Boo Rider? I got the short grapple, or weak grapple. Rings of Saturn. Oh man, he might be done already. No, he's getting up. Saturn was extremely over for like a week after he destroyed the flock and did nothing to make him stat. He went back to lower mid cars. He's got some life in him. Warzone, real promos. Yeah, it was a form of a story mode, but it was a pyramid, so it was linear. But I guess you could say it was story mode. I guess what I'm asking is the choose your path or adjust your path story mode based off the outcome of the match, and picking some things outside of the ring. Uh-oh. He's making a comeback. You're always a WWF guy, says Matt Simmons. I was too when I watched. Not really WCW. A little bit of access to ECW. I remember it being on like a fuzzy TV channel in Chicago, but I could watch it. And then since we didn't have cable, I watched Saturday Night Shotgun. That was really the only thing on regular TV for wrestling for a long time until SmackDown. And I know like WWF main event was a thing before, but that was before I watched. Yeah, and that's what I say about Warzone is It's just because the gameplay on these is so good, it gets overlooked. Like, Warzone's a pretty good game. The controls are more fighting style, but they're not bad. It's just they're more fighting style controls where you have to remember button combinations, which most people don't really feel like doing. But the graphics and the presentation and audio, because they have commentators. Uh-oh. Is this guy really going to pull off the special on me? Can't lose this. This is the first time I'm in trouble. And avoided the special. That's good. Clotheslines won some matches in the past. No, he's still alive. Oh, he's reversing pile drivers. Ahmed Johnson. Yeah, he had some good music. Oh, you were only able to watch SmackDown? Yeah, I was in that same boat. Oh, now he's got interference? Oh no, he's helping me. Did I call for him? Maybe, I don't know. Am I hitting all the buttons? Well, let's let him beat him up then, if he's here to help me. Tons of hours in the Attitude and Warzone. Oh, man. Getting close. Is he gonna do anything or just get beat up so his spirit's higher than it was before? Yeah, I put a ton into Warzone. We got the 4-player adapters in the neighborhood just for that game. Like, I remember my friend Nikki, Clint, and I all got 4-player adapters just because we all got Warzone. And at that time, at that age, with the polish of that game, and at that time you just needed the strategy guide for some of the special moves, you could, since you played it so much, and you were fine with those wrestling or fighting game style controls. Whiffed. And he's reversing everything now. He's really trying to go for the pin. It's close matched. Oh, he's coming up. Ending with the Ring of Saturn. It's gonna be a rope break. Oh no, not a rope break. Well, it's Hogan's stupid finisher. Should be done after this. TV title champion Hollywood Hogan. Smoke says, Hank says Hogan would never put over Saturn. Don't worry. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't. He wouldn't agree to that. When I had my PlayStation as a kid, I put tons of hours. I already read that. Honestly, I found SmackDown to be great for the longest time over Raw. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this SmackDown. It was on UPN in Chicago. I don't know if that was what it was on everywhere. But yeah, that was pretty easy to run through. I guess that would be fun with this is like see how quickly you can win titles, like a speed run, to make it more challenging. So that's a success. I was playing on normal. And figured, yeah, I would just play some wrestling tonight. Been playing some Nintendo 64. Haven't played wrestling in a while. And like I said, my brother he took WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy from me. UPN 32 in Fox Valley. Okay, yeah, it was 50 here. Haven't watched TV in years. You can't defend the titles. Yeah, you could do that in later games. I don't remember, did WrestleMania 2000 start that? I know you could do it in No Mercy. Thursday, used to watch 2 old episodes of The Simpsons from the last 2 years, then 2 hours of SmackDown. It was great. Now that would be torture. Isn't that crazy? Like, I do remember when I was younger, like, knowing the TV schedule and what was on each channel. And now I don't even watch it at all. It's obviously because there's other entertainment or, videos you could watch on the internet, but I do remember, like, knowing what reruns were on what channel at what time and how I'm going to set up certain periods of time in my day based off what I needed to watch, like the Bulls on WGN or whatever. Last 10 years, taking those games are cause for fighting. Yeah, they're still running them though. Simpsons WWE, they want to keep as many people there watching as they can. But anyways, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. It was good hanging out on the chat. Always is. And talking wrestling's fun to do for me from time to time because I put in some good time into wrestling during the 90s and early 2000s. No problem, Crestline Iceberg. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back soon on the Retro Sports Gamer channel with some more action. Everyone have a good one. We'll see you next time and take care.